Hey, 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 what's going on, good people? What is going on? I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Hey, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Mindset Talks, but this time it's a special edition, okay? It's a special edition. This is Mindset Talks. Where are they now? Okay, where are they now? So we have some special guests here, but before I introduce the special guest, let me introduce you to the man, okay, Mr. Michael L. Parks. What's going on, aka Pops? Okay, my one and only. And so our special guest for today, you all may know them as Rod and Tanisha. Okay, I know them as Rod and Tuka. Okay, Tuka Nisha, come on through, Rod and Tanisha James. What's going on, good people?
How are you guys?
Hello, how y'all doing?
Oh man, doing great, doing great. So guys, So the last time they were here, because I looked it up right before we started, it was October 14th of 2020. October 14th of 2020. And so at that point they were, let me see, 5 months in, 5 months into the program. Oh, look at that. And now this is 5 months later. So I guess we're about 10 months in. Okay. So we met with them 5 months in. And so we're going to talk about like where they were then. No, we're gonna take it all the way back. Let's talk about where they started. We're gonna take it all the way back. I'm gonna let them tell you where they started. And then Tanisha can even tell us how we started, okay? How she kicked me to the curb 3 years ago. See what nothing I had to say 3 years ago.
It was the other way around. You kicked me to the curb because I didn't know the language and you got off the phone with me.
Yeah, so all right, so let's go back, Tanisha. So tell the people how do we know each other? How do we know each other?
Okay,
let's give them the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, I've been a member of Breathe University, Eric Thomas's mastermind community since 2017, and Rochelle and I were in a prayer group together, a ladies' prayer group together, and that's where we first kind of ran into each other. I remember being on the prayer call and some, weight always comes up or some health goal, and Ro chimed in. And then I may have said something and Ro said, "Hey, sis, hit me up." So I will never forget. I was leaving work. I was teaching at Forest Hill High School. I'll never forget. I was getting off 220, going up 55. And I remember sharing with Ro, like, I'm busy. We had a business at the time. My kids were small. And I was like, we eat out a lot and I just don't know how to get control of things. And she gave me some tips and I came back with, yeah, but I'm very busy. I got these kids. And we talked for about 20 minutes and Rose said, "Okay, sis, well, you have a great day, okay?" And that was that. And so we've known each other ever since. We've known each other since 2017.
Okay. So 2017, and then you fast forward to 2020.
2020. Okay. Mm-hmm. 2020, we're on the accountability call. Here I am, same journey. I think I shared with Ro, for the last 15 years, my New Year's resolution has been, I can find old journals and things I've written, and I always say, this year, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. That's every year, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. And so we're on the accountability call. Once again, I'm trying to lose 18 pounds this quarter. And I'm running all these miles. So my goal, I'm doing 8 miles that day. And Ro wasn't talking. This is how you know when you might not be doing something that you should be doing. Because Ro wasn't talking to me specifically. She really was talking to several people on the call who had said they wanted to lose weight. And she said, that's great, but everybody mentioned exercising and nobody mentioned what they were eating. So the question I have for you guys is, what are you eating? Tuka took it some type of way. I was like, is she trying to talk about my miles or something? I felt a way. And the reason why I felt away is because I was doing 8, 9, 10 miles a day, but eating Oreos and eating in like 2 different flavors. 2 different flavors. It was an evening ritual between me and my son. And so that's why I really felt convicted, to be honest. And so I called myself making a meal plan, sent it to Ro. Ro was like, "Oh, okay." It was full of sugar. I gotta find it.
Full of sugar.
With granola on top and some fruit on top, and it was full of sugar. And Ro was like, "Okay." And then finally, I was like, I need some shakes. I really need some shakes because if I can get some shakes, I can organize my eating. And Ro was like, that's not what you need. You don't need shakes. That's not it. And that's when we really locked eyes. And she was like, look, if you want to do this, let's go. And I was like, at that point, I really had nothing to lose. So I asked Rod, did he want to join me? He said, not right now. You go first.
You go ahead.
Yeah, let me see what happens. And 11 days after I started, I had proven to him that it was worth giving a shot. And we've been on the journey ever since. We've been on it since, yep.
Yeah. So if we can, so Tuka already said she was eating Oreos, 2 flavors every night, right? So she was exercising, but eating a lot of sugar. But if tell the people, like, where were you health wise, Tanisha, like before we connected, locked eyes, as you said, where were you health wise?
It was terrible. So I had high blood pressure. Even on medication, my blood pressure was like 130 over 100. It would be maybe 90, but that was even with the medication. Mm-hmm. I had just right before COVID happened, that about a month before, I had started having these, really about 2 months before, but I had been to a specialist in February to see if there was anything that they could do, because I had started having terrible migraines where my vision, I would lose my vision, it would blur and I couldn't see. And then maybe 20 minutes later, my head would feel like it was going to split open. And they were basically like, just turn the lights off and be quiet. I was tired all the time. Like, I just went to work, home to bed, that was it. That was the routine, work, bed. I was very tired. Oh, I was anemic. So in between work, home, bed, I ate ice like constantly. Constantly ate ice, constantly
never
tired.
had ice in the refrigerator.
Never had all the ice in the ice maker. People would come over and he'd have to apologize, like, I'm sorry, my wife is eating all the ice.
So I never knew that. So the ice, was it some type of relief, or what did the ice do for you?
I don't know. It just gave me like a I don't know. It was like I craved it. Like it was a craving that I would have for it.
She would have me go to Sonic's and get the bag.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
The big bag of ice. And there, nobody to
don't touch it.
Don't touch your ice.
Probably all the time. And my teeth, like I had to get a crown because you're
crunching on ice all the time. So okay, so migraine headaches, high blood pressure, obesity,
tired,
tired, exhausted, anemic. Okay, Rod, where were you?
I was just living and just eating whatever, however. With my job, like I say, I always felt like because I didn't eat a full meal for lunch, like I don't have a type of job, I had a lunch break. So I feel like if I grabbed a drink and a bag of chips, something to nibble on, I'm good till I get home. And I'm like, okay, why am I steady gaining weight? And I feel like I'm not eating a lot. Come to find out, you have been eating the wrong stuff, where you're eating, right? So, I mean, constantly picking up weight. I had my moments, then I went and hired a trainer. So I did have a good time where he helped me lose 60. I put 60 back right on. And again, like, why? Like, I think I'm eating right? Well, when she got with you again, I'm like, here we go again, another time where we finna be eating, drinking shakes or, trying to eat right or whatever, and just never happened. But when I started seeing results, and because she was eating right, and of course I had to eat right, so whatever comes in the house or whatever, the wife would say, this is what we're going to eat. She sent me to the store because I'm the type of person, and my wife say we eating pizza. Okay, we eat pizza. And my wife said, it don't matter to me.
Right.
So we started, I started eating healthy with her. And when I saw 20 pounds, was it like 20 pounds? I'm like, really? And I'm not even like coaching with you one-on-one, you know, at the time. I'm just
right on the overflow. You was just getting on the overflow. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm in. Like, put me in, coach.
Put me in the game, coach.
Like, you can go ahead and order that challenge for me.
Yeah, I want to in on the challenge now.
So. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because y'all started with the Prove It Challenge, right? With the Shackley's Prove It Challenge, which was the 7-day healthy cleanse for the 7 days, and then the shakes and the vitalizer strip. Still a great program. People still do that. That's still an absolutely great program for anybody to do. That's a great start to jumpstart. Okay, so man, there's so much to unpack here. So I know. Okay, Pops, you want to jump in real quick before you got something?
No, I just want to know what the goals were when they first got on, because a lot of times when people when they get started, they don't necessarily know what direction they're heading in, especially sometimes there's some strong arming taking place, you know, because sometimes, well, I'm going to say, I can speak for myself. It seems like sometimes I wanted more than they wanted. So I'm kind of pushing it in that direction, and they're kind of resistant. So what was it like for you guys? Was it like screaming and kicking when you guys came, or you guys had something in mind that you want to do?
No, I didn't have a particular goal in mind other than lose weight. But I will say that I trusted Rochelle. I really trusted her, and I trusted her what she told me to do. So there were times when Ro would tell me to do things, and I would feel like, okay, well, I got to do that. But I was going to do it anyway. Like that watermelon. Why I got to let my watermelon go?
You know, we eating right, because we got 2 watermelons in the fridge, and we, you know, gonna eat that for lunch. But then even when she told me, she was like, Rose said that ain't good. I'm like,
well, she didn't say it wasn't good. She just,
well, you know,
yeah, it was. I was never gonna be freed of my sugar cravings. Yeah,
right.
So when she explained that, it was like, okay, I got it. But to be honest with you, I didn't have a goal. Just lose, but be smaller. And I would even say that I didn't go into this thinking if I could get off my blood pressure medicine, or if I could, that I didn't even fathom that. Like, that never occurred to me. Those are just things that started to happen. And it was like, wow, look at my blood pressure. It's like
normal.
90 over 60.
Right.
How did this happen? So if Ro would have told me these things on the front end, I don't know if I would have even believed her. So that was nowhere. All I wanted to do was lose weight. I just wanted to lose weight. That was it. And I actually saw a lady running in my neighborhood, and I said, when COVID is over, if she was doing it every day, I said, when this is over, she gonna be different. And then I started saying, well, what will you be like? What will Tanisha be like? So then why I asked for shakes, because I was like, I knew I had to do something. To be honest with you, exercising, Ro will tell you, she had to pull back my exercising, because that's not difficult for me. Like, I don't mind doing a lot of miles and exercising. The eating, there's a transformation for me.
Right. Tanisha want to do 5. I said, Tanisha, you're not doing 5 miles. Not every day. You're not going to. Bro, I can do it. I said, no, I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to do it. 3 miles. We're gonna do 3 miles, Tanisha. 3. She was like, 3. She had like her own identity was in a lot of miles. You know, like that was something she could hang her hat on. I'm like, we ain't on no miles. That ain't it. No. I was like, no. I was
actually the first person to say, I knew you was gonna start talking about all the miles in the marathons. Anyway.
Right.
Let me ask you,
because she said it so much. That was identity for anytime you start talking. She's talking, I used to do this, I used to do that. I got all these medals. I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not even talking about that. That's just.
It was hard. It was really hard for me to.
That's like smoke and mirrors. That's smoke and mirrors. That's like just kicking up dust, and you get nowhere. You know, it's nothing.
And it was liberating to do 3 miles and like still have results. I was like, oh, I should have been doing this. I'm done working out. That was easy.
She used to do all the miles and come home. Oh, my legs. Oh, I did too much. Oh, then she be out for the rest of the day. And it's like, I used to think like, why, do all that if you're gonna, be hurting at the end. I didn't do those type of miles, so I couldn't really I can relate. So,
but meanwhile, me and Rod, we just walking.
Yeah, doing something. So, and I guess for me, my thing was, as a husband and as a father, it was something that always weighed on me. The fact that if something was to happen to me, my family wouldn't have enough, income protection, because we have a side business to where we help others when it comes to, financial planning. And one of the main important things is to protect your income, so
right.
have enough to leave behind for your loved ones. And that's something that I, beat myself up about, because I couldn't qualify for the adequate amount of proper insurance to, I could leave enough behind if something was to happen. So when COVID came around, it really started to weigh on me. So that was like my target. Like, okay, I'm finna lock onto this with Coach Rowe. Thanks to my wife for introducing this, into our family. And I'm finna, make this happen, because that's my goal. It wasn't just about me just losing weight. It was about me getting healthier so I could pass the what they call it,
the physical or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So once I start seeing all the numbers looking right just over that period of time, it was like, babe, if I go now, it's no way they can't deny me. So
we saw the numbers. I said,
because I went to the doctor. I went to the doctor, and when I got the results back, everything was like, it was my first time really actually reading the charts, because before it was like, okay, whatever.
Now you might
say, okay, so this I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this ain't normal. This
green.
Like, okay, whatever I've been doing, I'm really finna do it, because now I'm finna reapply. And when I go in, really I applied so I didn't have to do the physical.
Yeah.
But because of the
probably
times,
how many times we applied, because over the years we asked many times, like at least twice a year, to be reconsidered. So you're looking at like at least 10 times we've asked for a consideration and have been denied.
Yep. So
that's awesome, man. That is an amazing testimony. And aside from the program, just for anyone to go through that, and it's can you imagine? Like, we're like your parents. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So how when your kids they achieve something, you like really excited. That's the way we feel. But just imagine all the people, all the testimonies. Me and Rochelle be hooting and hollering, but look at Rod, look at his numbers, look at Tanisha, whatever, whomever. We like just saying, look at the numbers, and every time new people come on board, it just feeds us. So we appreciate being a part of you guys' lives, man. And y'all know y'all stuck with us, right?
We know we stuck with y'all. Know y'all stuck with us.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Rod here on look on national TV. Look, we on national TV. Rod, y'all need to come to Texas next month, man. Just make a little trip.
Lock it in front of everybody.
Come on, just drop in, man. Just drop in. I'm just come in and see. We can have, lunch with them, then y'all going back, whatever. I'm gonna be there a whole week. Man. Come on.
All right.
That might be the best opportunity we got to see.
Best opportunity.
They teased us back when we was out. What were we when they teased us? Were we in Georgia when they teased us?
Yep, y'all was in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Y'all was coming through. I was ready for y'all.
We was ready.
Yeah, we did. What did you make us not go? Why did we go?
I don't think it was.
Okay.
I think it was more of the COVID.
Yeah.
It was. It was COVID. Come on, man.
Too, like even with the COVID, like I said, I just feel so much more confident in my health now than I ever have before. That like today I went to the doctor and the questions they asked you, she was like, any medications? And I'm like, nope. Not none. And my blood pressure was normal. I didn't have any anxiety about her taking my blood pressure, because sometimes I would get nervous because I would take myself off my blood pressure medicine and then I go and it'd be a little elevated, and then she's like, you got to get back on. And today I was like, let's go. I'm getting on the scale, like, let's go.
Yep.
I love it.
What the doctor saying? What they saying? What they saying?
They asked me, what she said, I have got to know. What did you do to lose all this weight? And when I told her, she said, what's her name again? I said, Rochelle T. Parks.
And the T stands for truth.
She said, I gotta check her out. She said, I got to check her out. I said, you do. And she said she would she said she gonna check it out. And she said she's gonna refer some of her patients, because she understood, like when I started explaining to her, she was like, this is genius. The doctor told me today that's genius. She said it was genius. That's the word she used. It was genius. I said,
it ain't sweet. Listen, what we say, when you control your blood sugars, you control your life, man.
Life.
The Sugar Ain't Sweet program. I mean, every day, like we had to talk to someone today. We talked to two people today, actually, two clients. And the last one I talked to, she said, I am so grateful for you and your husband. I'm so grateful that I bumped into you. I mean, because she just, saw an ad on Facebook, and she said, I'm just so grateful that I registered, that I bumped, that I'm here. You guys are a blessing to many. And she was just going on. So it just, it feels good.
Tell her why we were talking to her, though. Tell her why we were talking to her.
Cause that's the second person. The first person, you talking about when she wait a minute, which one?
I'm talking about that's the second one, the one I talked to. Anyway, she don't remember.
Yeah, because I talked to two people. So tell me which one. Yeah.
The thing is, she had an amazing report at the doctor, even though her A1C was high.
Yes. Okay.
Even though her A1C was high, it was 9.1 when she went to the doctor. The doctor said, we're looking at her numbers over the past however long week or whatever she was on the program. She said, these numbers don't match this A1C.
Right.
And so she was like very, very encouraged and excited about those numbers. And then she said she wanted to change her program from 45 to 90 because she toe dipped. She toe dipped on the 45.
She want to upgrade.
Yeah, she want to upgrade. She upgraded to 90.
Yeah.
I think the 45 is great, but I think for like 90 day, that gives you time to learn what you need to learn to make it a lifestyle, to really make it a lifestyle, because you go through so many different, obstacles that you can be coached through so you can learn.
Yeah. Well, she did. She said, I want to upgrade to 90, because it's two things. I get it. You people thinking about the money, so that it's a sticker shock. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a, little small, trust factor, disbelief, because they don't know us. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a lot to be trying to give off, thousands of dollars to people you don't know. You just see them on a Zoom. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a trust factor. I get that. But now that they're in here, they're like, man, shoot, I need to upgrade.
And they see other people getting these ridiculous results in a short period of time. Yeah, and she was so, I just wanted to just reach to the phone and hug her, because I felt like it was so familiar.
Yeah.
A week ago, however long, I don't think it's been that long. We didn't know her.
Yeah.
No, this is her. This is her second week. This is her second week. Monday. This is her second week. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was just. I'm telling. I get this feeling because I feel like once the walls come down, and they start seeing that this is a real thing, and then they're like, you see the real person.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It feels so good to have that type of communication with people, and then to have people trust you with something as significant as this. You can't even put a price tag on it.
And I think for the people who are coaching, it feels good to know, like, finally, because I think if these people are anything like I was, I've tried so many things that didn't yield results. Mm-hmm. So 2 weeks in, Ro is not gonna make me cry. 2 weeks in, when Ro got me off of my blood pressure medicine, it was painful for me to take the medicine because my whole family, even the people in my family that you think are healthy, they have high blood pressure. They're slender, still high blood pressure. So in my mind, I'm like, this is what it's gonna be for me. I told her that. I said my whole family. She said what she said. There are no hypertension genes. You have that because you're eating what they're eating. It changed everything for me. And I have been running away from blood pressure medicine for so long to legitimately get off. And my numbers look so good. You couldn't tell me this. There's no logical reason why the doctor would tell me to take a blood pressure pill.
None. No
Zero.
logical reason. Zero.
None. And that's medicated. Ugh.
Yeah, and then people they're getting these results already. The first week you see them, first week, second week, and they're like, "This is unbelievable."
And it's
unbelievable.
The program sticks because I'm not gonna be dishonest and say in the back of my mind I still have my little pill bottle just in case things go left. And I haven't taken a blood pressure pill since May 25th, 2020.
Wow. Woo!
Why are you taking this pill? And I was like, no. Because they told me to.
Yeah. Well, Tucker, I still got my medication inside the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's still
in the refrigerator. It's still in the refrigerator. Yeah. It's a reminder. Yeah, it's a reminder. Yeah, it's just a reminder of what once was, and to know that we're coming up on a year, a year of that infamous day, April 5th, rushing them to the hospital. Like that went by pretty fast, That went by pretty fast. And then when I look back on all of the people that have been helped, since then, and people are now just coming. I mean, we're averaging like anywhere from 5 to 6 people a week coming on new, just every week. And so it's just been amazing. But so let's go back to you guys for a second. So people say, Rochelle, you ain't never been like they tell me, Rochelle, you don't know what it's like to be obese. I'm like, well, I mean, I was pregnant. When I was pregnant, I was pretty big. They said, oh, other than being pregnant, when were you ever, really obese? I said, okay, I've been overweight, never really obese. And so a lot of times, we take things for granted. Like when I heard Rod say, just like being able to sit down or get up on my own or tie my own shoe, like, you don't think about that, like the struggles that someone that's really heavy would have. And so if you all can speak to, start with you, Rod, like things that like you can do now. I mean, like the story you told about that car, being able to get in and out of that car, like what are some things that are like you're like, wow. And are you still having these revelations, or is it like everything is like normal now? Or are you still like having these things?
Yeah. I mean, that we just took a trip and, we do have a Tahoe, SUV. And when I was driving and I told my wife, because I don't drive the truck, often because I be in my work vehicle. So when I got in it, I was like, wow, it's so much room. the truck felt big to me, like, okay, is the seat. I'm like, I know she didn't adjust it to where that it was, too low or, too far back. Because she normally would be up and I had to move it back. So I'm like, wow. So that was like and I even told her, I was like, man, look at all this room. And then they were able to get the seat belt and I had to scoot over just to
wow.
Snap.
Just go boom.
But yeah, I mean, those things and just feeling good as a man.
Yeah.
In so many words.
Yeah. Come through.
So what do you mean?
So a lot of things are now hitting on all cylinders.
But you know what? Now that's real talk. See, that's stuff people don't talk about.
Yeah.
I can recall years ago, and Pops may remember this, years ago, hearing some friends of ours talk about another guy. It was with the football folks, Pops, and they were talking about one of the coaches was having some struggles, and he was overweight. And the guy was saying, man, he was like, man, that's bad. Like he's struggling like that. And, and they weren't like, they were concerned, but they were like, man, that's bad, and so, you don't like that wasn't our reality then, right. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh, that is bad, and then you fast forward, because that was let me see, PJ is 24, so that had to be at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You fast forward 10 years, and you right dead smack in the middle of it, like, ooh, got problems.
Yep.
That's an understatement.
It's a missile.
Do you think sometimes people dismiss it as part of age?
They do.
That's the way it's supposed to be, and that's
I think do.
A lot of the things that I dismiss, like, oh, you're getting older. I don't have those anymore.
Yeah, no. See when you know about the body though, right? And so when you think about when I talk about cells make up tissue, and how it affects the organs, right?
Yep.
And so if you're giving your body unhealthy nutrients, right, it's gonna affect some things, right? Yep. Things don't work like God intended them to, right. You know what I mean? And so and that stuff people don't think about or they attribute, like you said, the wrong thing. They think it's age, it's old age, and they just continue to eat like they're eating, and it doesn't get better, it gets worse. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you don't see it no more. I mean, you know what I mean? It's gone.
Hey, easy. But look, to Tanisha's point, even though she was saying sometimes people attribute to old age, with me, I knew it wasn't old age, but I knew it was something. I couldn't necessarily put my finger on it, but it was so many other things that I was dealing with that it was a non-issue for me, because I just, I just have a tendency to kind of roll with stuff. So in essence, but I'll just say this, and I know this is like PG-13 or whatever, but Spike didn't want to come out and play. He
said, nah. He said, I'm out.
he didn't want to come out and play. And so the thing is, it's like, I think, it's so weird. I don't even feel embarrassed though. And I think part of the reason is because I'm on the other side of it. But
He went through the tunnel.
I think part of the reason because I'm on the other side of it, but I think I really, really want to talk more about it. And I'm kind of glad Rod opened that door, because I think that will open up a whole door to another reservoir of people.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I think it has more to do with the sugar than anything else, though. Mm-hmm. And so I think because all the extra sugars on my body, and I'm not ashamed of this. I remember I was telling Rochelle, I know I'm jumping around because I'm trying to formulate my words, because I know I'm a man of few words, so I don't really say too much.
Lord, okay.
But the thing is, when you going through this whole situation, and then coming out of the other side, I realized that sugar had a lot to do with it. Okay. So once my sugars are normalized, everything is flowing right.
Yeah.
And so because everything is flowing right, and before I was telling Rochelle, when you were young, Rod, it kind of have a mind of its own.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that. And I was telling her, I wish that Joker just tried to say something.
You let me know it's a lie, huh?
I wished. Yeah. I said, talk to me. Yeah. That Joker said, no, that Joker gave me the Heisman.
Right.
But the thing is, and I know it seems kind of weird, but now that Joker be like I'm trying to work. Just stop it.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But let me jump in there, Pops, for real quick. So before.
No, because go ahead.
Okay. Wait a minute. See, here's the difference, though. See, Pops was feeling stuff, right? But I didn't know. I didn't know he was getting up in the middle, going to the bathroom. When I go to bed, I go to bed. I mean, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. So when he said after the fact, I haven't gotten sleep in 2-3 months. I've been getting up. I didn't even know he was getting up in the middle of the night. So I didn't know he knew there was something. He said he couldn't put his finger on it, but he knew there was something going on. I didn't know anything was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. So I'm just thinking, like, I mean, I knew nothing was going on. You know what I mean? But I didn't know he felt like something was going on, and because this was, he was still at work. But that's when, when I say in the master class, when he was saying, I'm drinking a lot of water, and I'm like, you should drink a lot of water. I mean, I didn't start noticing stuff until he came home. And so this is like days before April 5th, so I hadn't really noticed much, because he's going to work, he's at work all day, come home, and I, started to know he was getting a little tired or whatever, but he was waking up like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I just didn't know. So all this was happening for months, but I didn't know. You see? So when I look back on it though, and I look at like his pictures and stuff, I said, "Oh yeah, I could see now he was sick. I could see it in his eyes. I could see, but I couldn't. When you see something every day, you just get used to what you see. Now when I go back and I look, and I said, "Oh, I could see he was sick. I could see it in his eyes and his face. His skin wasn't right." But anyway, I just want to say that I didn't know. He felt something, but I didn't know. I just knew.
And I felt the same way about Rod. Like I knew we were off, both of us.
Yeah.
But again, I just felt like, we're getting older. We got these kids. And, I honestly, we had tried so many times, and Rod was so resistant a lot to healthy changes that I was like, probably gonna end up being a widow. And I had it all mapped out in my mind. We're gonna go with CJ, if she's still here, we're gonna all live together, and I'm gonna go in the grind mode and make the same money that we make together, because I'm a beast like that, and then I'm gonna take care of these kids. That's what I'm gonna do. And the program changed all of that, and it was so simple. I didn't have to drag him not one bit. Like in the past, I've had to beg him, please do this, please. And he's resistant. This time,
because I had pretty much given up in so many words, because we had done so many things and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
And even when I got the personal trainer, if I was the type of person that liked that type of lifestyle, like working out, and I don't know, I just dreaded beating up my body and feeling like, oh my goodness, I gotta go back again, even if it's a day break.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I gotta go through this again for an hour, and the whole process, I'm not enjoying it. And working, with you and Pops, it's just being enjoyable. I love to cook, so just to have these different healthier recipes and ways of cooking, from even, like stuff like carrot dogs or whatever, what I'm saying? It's better than just a actual hot dog, processed food or whatever, but it's a time and place for everything when it comes to eating. So when you talk about having the making the healthy deposits or whatever, we have that time frame, and we might treat ourselves to something. It might be a carrot dog. That's a treat, going and getting a pack of, wieners from or red rose sausages and all that type of stuff. And, and eating that, okay, a carrot dog. And when we talk about that to people, how the chili is made out of pecans. And they're like, what? And I'm like, until you try that bad boy.
Yep. If they never try, they never know.
Tell them, man, what you think about the carrot dog? They're like, it's delicious.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that
was, I guess my thing. It was like, okay, here we go again.
But it's been ingrained though, because even when we traveled this weekend, like it was like, okay, we need a place for the kitchen. That's number one. We need a place for the kitchen. We got to go to the store when we get there. That is not who we were.
Yeah.
Okay, that is not who we were.
We would have made a couple of stops along the way.
Oh yeah, we would have ate at the gas station on the road. But this time we were intentional about. We said, okay, we're going to stop at a grocery store at a Kroger, because they have a fuel center. We can gas up, and then we can go inside.
Who I did with that?
That was your idea, baby, because you're so brilliant. But we want to go inside and get, our healthy things that we normally would get. The kids were right on board with it. It was like, because it's so normal to them now. It's so it didn't seem like extra effort. It would have been harder to go to the gas station. Like, what can we do here?
Look at that.
Hey, grab me a Fanta.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a slushie.
Right.
Man, when I just think of like, what that's doing for your kids, like changing their whole trajectory, of their health. I mean, just the way they think about food, learning at this young age, you know what I mean?
Bro, my daughter today, our daughter today, be fixing her own spinach, like sauteed spinach.
She saw her. This was her. He made a sweet potato. She had a sweet potato, and she sauteed some spinach, and that was her dinner. She made her. She said, "Look, here's my meal." She made it on her own. I was like, "Good job."
I love it. And she's how old is she? 10.
Look at that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I don't think I even shared this with you today. I had a meeting. Aiden had some testing today online with his teacher. And something you noticed about Aiden is he hears fine, but he doesn't listen well. And so the teacher been trying to figure out, we talk a lot about different strategies that we can use. And I can't remember how we got to the subject. And she said, but I told her, when you start saying things like inattention related to my child, I get nervous because people usually want to medicate that. And I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not interested in that. And so she said, let's start looking at the food choices, is what she told me. And it felt so good to be able to tell her, well, we actually, she said, things that you eat like ketchup. And I said, well, tell me what's bad about the ketchup. And she said, well, it has the high fructose corn syrup. I said, oh yeah, and we get the one without it. We don't eat that. And it felt so good when she said it, to say, yeah, we don't do red dye number 40. We don't do high fructose corn. So we don't do any of those. So that's already been looked at. So what else can we put?
Yes.
Because, he got a short attention span.
Yeah, that's just I think that's just that high eye, because Gabby does too. I mean, I say, Gabby, go upstairs, get this, and this. She'll come back with the first two.
Right.
Like, Mommy, what was the other three you said? I'm like, Gabby, Mommy, I said, you're not paying attention. But okay, but what'd you say? Yeah.
Look, I want to tell you got to be a sniper with Aiden. You got to say boom, boom, and boom. Give him his points and get out, because you're gonna lose him. So
yeah. For something that he's interested in, though, he's on it. Something he's interested in. And that's how I know that it's what they want to do. Like, this is more behavior preference than it is like inability. Like, they focus. I'm like, anything I'm sure he puts his mind to, whatever you want to figure out, he figures it out. Same thing with Gabby. When she wants, I'm like, if you know how to do that little game and you get the I mean, it takes some dexterity and some thinking to know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it.
I can't do it either.
I can't do it.
But it felt so good to be able to say to her, well, no, that's not it, because we don't eat that way. So we've got that part.
That's it.
Yep.
That's good stuff, man. I love it. Just what's happening. And I know CJ, your Rod, your mom is making some changes, and it's just, this is what it's all about. And so that the kids don't have to be, because now just think, if you hadn't done this and the kids continue to eat the way you all ate, then you could expect them to be diabetic, high blood pressure, you know what I mean, overweight, and then they'll be perpetuating that same lie. It runs in the family. It runs in the family. I'm like, no, the habits run in the family, but you all have changed the habits now. So you broke the curse, you know what I mean? Like, no more.
Well, in addition to breaking that curse, can you speak about all the kids y'all got as a result of your transformation?
Oh, the people who followed us? I was just...
Oh, I'm like, the kids. I'm like, what? Okay, go ahead.
I know about them.
I know. I was about to say, what? Okay.
Oh, don't make me cry. Okay. So, it is just so amazing to me that when you do what you are supposed to do, how people are motivated and inspired by that, and then they start doing it. and you're not even thinking that nobody watching little old you, you know? And I think about Miss Sanders, who, you know, reached out, and I told Ro, she's a master recruiter. So, and she she has the personality that when she asks somebody to do something, people do it, you know? And so because we made a decision. Even my niece, who's my niece is 22 years old. She's picked up a little weight. She had a ankle injury. And I've been telling her since she had it, like, you got to keep the weight down with that injury to your ankle. You can't you can't put pounds on with that ankle. And even now she's like following in our footsteps, calling me like, Titi, can I eat this? Can I eat this? Here's my meal. There's so many family members just on the overflow. My son, we have a 20-year-old. He is what was he eating? Burger King. Every day it was a fast food. And I'm like, Trey, you can't eat like this every day. Now he's starting to make little changes, you know. And I'm just telling him, Trey, if you can get this, look at your dad. So if you can get this under control at 20,
right,
you won't have to do what we're doing in our 40s. If you can get it under control now. That's not to say you can't ever have hot wings or some of these things that you like, but every day it's a problem. So he's really making efforts there. Who else? So many people, Pops.
Yeah, I just when you think of the lineage, right? So you guys are your family tree, then you know, you got Miss Sanders, Miss Barbara Sanders, and then she got her son JT, and then got Eric and Cynthia, and then Eric and Cynthia got Lyrica. No, well, they got Aloha and Joseph, and then they got Lyrica, and she got Halima, and you know, and mindset maintenance, and then
Tanya
and Leon Cox, and I mean, I think Miss Mary Booker, and you know, in Texas, and I mean, it just keeps going, you know, and just like
it is.
Miss in the group now, Shalane.
Oh yeah,
Shalane. Yeah, Shalane and Miss Sanders are like this.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and the most amazing part of it all is all of the people that you named got results.
All of them.
It ain't all of them.
All of them.
This ain't no fluke.
Every one of them.
People got everybody off high blood pressure medication. The people in the group right now of high blood. Shalane, I think this is her second week. This is her second week or first week? Yeah, her second week.
And you know what's so powerful?
First week. I lose track. Go ahead.
Mississippi, we are the fattest state. We're the fattest state in the country, right?
Mississippi.
That's what we do. Eat. We fellowship and eat. You get together and eat. You go out and eat. This is what we do. And so to me, for you guys to not even have seen us face to face and the changes that you're making in the state of Mississippi, from Maryland.
Praise God.
It's crazy. I told Ro, me and Miss Sanders talked about it. Like, we need this. Like, we need it because the way of thinking is it's just ingrained in us because that's what we do in the South. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love Mississippi, because people have sweet tea in their refrigerator for no reason. They just go to the house, they got tea. You know,
they know how to whip it up.
They know how to whip it up. And so is what we do is so much a part of our culture that just to think about breaking those just those habits, really, those unhealthy habits, and for it to be not difficult. You know, and I think that's what it takes, is to have a community of people making these changes so that you can see, okay, if this person did it, I can do it. If Tanisha can stop eating Oreos, everybody that knows me knows about my relationship with Oreos. If Tanisha can stop eating Oreos, anybody can do it, you know, and not miss it. So it's so powerful. It's just so powerful to me.
And everybody who know me know that, I mean, I always being big ride, big something, you know, big dipper, big something. I mean, I'm still big, but I'm talking about, I mean, if I look at some old pictures, I'm like, wow.
Who is that person?
Like, I look bloated.
Uncomfortable.
We
laugh now. We laugh about it now.
I mean, because, you know, I used to go live a lot, you know, then and everything. And, you know, when the memories come up, on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, like I'm just no net, it's like, wow. And for people to see the transformation,
yeah,
I just hope that it inspire, encourage, others to, even if they don't, go the route we're going, do something.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer you to do it the way we're doing it, but if it could help, encourage you, a person to stop doing what you're doing, break those habits. Even if when they call or reach out and be like, man, what are y'all doing? Rochelle T. Parks.
Rochelle T. But I think too, a lot of times people think they can do it on their own. And to me, it was the coaching that was one of the most powerful pieces. And somebody asked me that, could I have done it without the coaching? And I was like, I couldn't. I mean, Ro asked me, when was the last time I was this weight? I was like, girl, maybe high school. It was probably high school.
Mm.
So if I could do it, I would have done it. And I graduated in 1995. So years. If
almost 30 years ago. Yeah.
If I could have done it, I would have done it. But the truth is, I don't believe I could have. I mean, I tried so many times and so many things. And, I guess you have to come into your own, because I don't even think about, sometimes I'll be saying, you could have been here 3 years ago, but God had to, I think, get me to a point where he had, at the point that I talked to Rochelle, God had, I was open. I was all ears. My attention, I was paying attention because I knew we couldn't keep going the way we were going. I felt like Rob was going to be diabetic. If I know it. If we'd have never got a glucose meter, he'd be diabetic,
Yep. So that doctor visit I went to when everything was looking well, I think if I had went to that doctor visit, because the last, doctor visit, it was like, hey,
it was pre-diabetic.
And I feel like the route I was going, they would have just say, okay, let's go ahead and get you set up. I mean, I don't know the process, don't want to know the process, but yeah, I think, it would have went a different direction.
So what's next for Tucker and Rod? Because I want to ask you, are you done? Are you done? Are you done with your results? And if you're not done with your results, what's the next level for you, Tucker and Rod? What's the next level?
I mean, the saga continues. I mean, it's a lifestyle now,
Because let me guide you a little bit, Rod. Because I remember, we talked about a place you want to get, and when I ain't really I ain't put too much heat on you. So I would like for you to talk a little bit about the goal that we had set and what we were trying to do and where you're going and how you're going to reach that goal.
You're speaking on the weight loss, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you're talking about something else now.
Just want to make sure. I mean, my wife encouraged me to get to a certain weight of 250.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking more 280, but 250, 280 between that area. So that's the goal. That's the goal now.
Because the goal we had before the end of the year, we were trying to break into the twos.
Oh yeah. Break into the twos. So the last time I checked, I'm 9 pounds away.
Okay.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, 9 pounds.
We can get that on a fruit and veggie challenge.
That's true.
Good.
That's true.
Yeah.
We got to tighten up those thresholds though.
Yeah.
You fighting the thresholds, Rod. You fighting them. Yeah. I was like, can we move it down a little bit, Rod? Can we move it down a little bit?
He is fighting them. Yeah, I'm for another 20 pounds, what would put me at like 150. Which I never would have chosen that weight before because I've been 150 before and I felt like I couldn't eat. So now I don't feel that way.
We can eat a whole bunch, can't we?
And another thing I can say is I'm a creature of habit. So when I got on the program, I was okay eating the same thing every day because I like to make A's. And if Rose said this was a good meal, then we just gonna eat this every day. And Rose has been challenging me to, explore different vegetables. So I've been getting very creative. I tried Brussels sprouts for the first time in a long time this week. So I'm looking forward to learning to enjoy preparing my food because I don't enjoy cooking. But I want to start doing that, getting more acquainted with just different types of foods, in addition to hitting that weight number. I mean, I know I'm gonna hit that. So
yeah. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. I can't even imagine how that feels. I mean, I guess it's all relative because when I hit 30s, like when Pops first came home and I was doing it with him, whatever, and I got down to the high 130s, I said, man, I haven't seen 130 anything since high school. And I was looking so small. People were reaching out to me. They thought I was sick. People was hitting me up on text. Like, Ro, you okay? Like you're looking like, somebody told me, I think I posted a pic and it was, they said they'd do a double take. They thought it was Mikhail. I said, nah, I'm not that small. Mikhail way smaller than me, but they just said how I just look really small. And so I just can't imagine like what that feels like. You know what I mean? Especially to think like, yeah, I'm never going to get there again. But to be there, to be there. Now, Pops took her on, Rod, I had to call you, girl. She on Marco Polo with two big shirts and the shirt too big, and it was hanging. It was hanging, right? And I'm like, I'm screaming, Tugger, catch your shirt. You about to show him too much. The shirt was creeping down because the collar was too big. I'm like, the shirt was too big. And I don't think she was paying attention. It was just getting lower and lower. And I'm screaming, Tugger, get your shirt.
I did that one day, like a couple of weeks ago. I was at school and my bra was showing. I said, oh Lord, I gotta go change shirts. I can't be in class.
It was too big. I said, you about to give him too much. And she just talking. She just talking on the phone. I mean, she had the phone. And I guess she was holding it. She was holding the phone. I think she was laying down or something, talking on Marco Polo, not even paying attention. And I'm just looking, and the little thing was getting lower and lower. I'm screaming, Tugger! Get this shirt.
You said, oh, you about to shock the world.
You about to shock the world, Tugger. You about to shock the world.
But it's a good feeling when I do go to the store now to, a lot of the fitting rooms are closed. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I think I can fit this. And then I get home and try it on. I'm like, I can fit this.
Oh, man. And you tried on a 12, right? What did you get? A 12? A 12.
I ain't been there since college.
College.
And I've been graduated 20 years with my second degree.
Man, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. I am so excited. So the whole point of this, guys, for those that are watching, so we talk about the Sugar Ain't Sweet program, and my husband coined the phrase. He said, this is not a phase of life. This is a new way of life, right? This is a new way of life. And so Tanisha and Rod started in May of 2020. And so we met with them in October of 2020. So 5 months, after they started, and I think Rod had already lost over 100 pounds and in 5 months, and Tanisha had lost about 50? About 50. Yeah, about 50. And so, already off medication, they were already doing well. And so here we are 5 months later. So it's 10 months in total. And so, because the thing is, people think, okay, they can lose the weight, because we got the 45 day and the 90 day, and people think, okay, you lose weight, but can you keep it off? And they're still losing.
Yep.
Because now Rod down with like 130, was it close to 130? 30. And Tanisha about 70. So they've lost 200 pounds between the two of them in 10 months, right? That's amazing. And so it's funny because now we have people in the program who just say they've been on like 3 weeks. They've already lost like 17, 18 pounds, 20 pounds in 3 weeks, right? Now that's averaging 6-7 pounds a week, right? But somebody else could lose like 40 pounds in 3 weeks, and they want to know, how come I can't lose like that? I'm like, oh my goodness, like you done lost 21 pounds, 20 pounds in 3 weeks.
Before.
Never did that before.
Pounds like that.
but they're looking at other people's progress or whatever, and that's why I coined the phrase. I said, don't be upset about the results you don't have from the work you haven't done, because I promise you, everybody's not doing the same. Even when I think about what Pops did when he came home, Leroy maybe is the only one that I can think that probably was as strict as Pops was when he came home.
Yeah,
probably. I'm saying probably, because I know what I saw. I was right here and I saw it. I mean, I'm talking, he didn't like, I'm like, Pops, you want to try this? He was like, now
every time I look in the refrigerator and see that insulin in there, I'll be like,
nope, I don't want to go there.
I said, Pops, you could just try it. You could just try this. He would be like,
nope.
The first 90 days, he was like, and so exercise twice a day, anyway.
He had the hoodie on. He'd be out there. Hoodie and stuff, all them extra clothes. He would go
up. Yeah. Because I used to be, I would be walking, walking with him, and so I would take a picture and show him like, we out here. He'd be,
it's cold. Why you got all these clothes?
That's the old wrestling. They put on a lot of clothes and sweat. He still do that. He'd be in the gym, in the house with the hoodies on and got a hat on. I got a hat on in the house.
I'll do something. I got a special hoodie I put on.
But when you said don't be upset about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do, to me, it does not feel like work. It does not feel like work. Even the times when I was like, Lord, the times when my numbers would be wrong and Ro would say, you're going to be raw today. And I'd be like, I'm going to eat salmon today. I'd be like, oh, man, my mouth was already. So it's like, even then, it still doesn't feel like work. It doesn't. It doesn't feel like work. And there's no way in the world I would want to go back to where I came from.
Amen.
I'm so afraid of going back there. When I get to feeling like I need a nap, I'll be like, oh, wait a minute now.
Yeah, but you just be running yourself in the ground. I be telling the Rod not to do all them Peloton workouts. I'm trying to tell her not to. So that ain't that. I try to say, I took it. That's too much.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
It's so much. I say, after we do this hit with me, that's a workout. You don't need to do nothing else. If you're gonna do something, you can do a little light something. But she be trying to work out with me and then go do 45 minutes, then want to go walk 10 miles. I'd be like, no.
I'm getting better. I'm doing a lot better with it though, because I see that I don't have to do all that, and I'm wrapping my head around this new version of who I am. That's another thing, like, and that's why honestly I want to be at 150 by May 11th, so that at my 1 year mark, losing is nowhere in the equation. I want to be strictly on maintenance, and only lifestyle at that point.
So I'm throwing down the gauntlet for Rod. Hey, you gotta get to a point where you can fit into your wife's clothes like me.
And she I'm getting smaller and smaller.
Hey, Rod, I get it, all her stuff.
Look at that. You see what I'm saying? We got kids watching. Oh my goodness.
It's been a blessing. I just thank you guys so much for really following God's prompting on what you should do, because it's been a blessing, not just to me, but to our family, our friends. So many people are watching it. Even the people who don't get on the program, they're trying their best to do it on their own. And, but it's been so many just changes. Like and every day there's something almost new that I discovered by myself. Like, you can cross your legs, or you can, fold your legs under yourself when you're sitting down, or, every day is something new that I'm discovering about me. And so I love it. It's like getting to know ourselves all over again. Like new version of ourselves.
Yeah.
We new people.
New.
I remember Tanisha told me about the was it the bed? Like you got more space in the bed or something? Was it when you traveled or something or whatever? It's like, it's more space.
I'm telling you, look, Pops, one time we went to a hotel and they only had a queen size bed. I was at the front desk about to go off. I'm like, what we gonna do with a queen size bed? We need a king size bed. Somebody going to work this out. It's not gonna work. We're gonna need 2 queen beds.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Now we like, wait, where you wrong? Wait a minute.
Wow.
Yes,
that's
you
so
say I
much.
Biggest large figure over there.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been y'all don't even know the half. It's so much, bro. It's so much.
A lot.
Other than that, it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
No, that's good. That's I'm telling you, we talk about this stuff every day. Every day. It's not a day that goes by that we're not talking about somebody, and it's always multiple people, just because we're getting praise reports every day. You see it, Tanisha, now that you're part of us. So I'll put it out there to the world. Tanisha's officially an assistant coach, right? An assistant coach with my assistant coach, Sugar Ain't Sweet. So she helps out with the clients, monitoring them and helping them, encouraging them. And she's very active with the people, and so they like to talk to Tuka. They like to get, because yeah, and so she kind of bridges that gap, so that's cool. But it's a blessing, it's a blessing to be a blessing, and we're just blessed to be a part of it. Like Pop said, we're connected to them for the rest of their lives. Like the story that they tell, they'll always mention Sugar Ain't Sweet. Yeah, always. Yep. When you say, how you get on medication? Sugar Ain't Sweet. Think of how many people will be talking about the Sugar Ain't Sweet program all over the country. Over the country.
I've never seen nothing like it. You just don't know. It's been many a time my doctor will be writing me a prescription, patting me up, saying, it's okay. Because that's how painful it was to me to take blood pressure medicine. Because it's like, it's a continuation. I can't escape it, So to be free, and even my aunt's the one that's slender, and she's like, look at my niece, you look amazing. Like they've never seen me this way before.
Tanisha, before we go, tell them about your eyes, your eyesight.
Oh my God. Thank you. That was okay. So I went to the eye doctor last week, and my contact, I've worn glasses since I was 2 years old. I am 43. So I went to the doctor to I needed new contacts. So I went to get my eyes examined. And so I'm talking to the doctor. She asked me, was I having any vision changes? Well, I had started wearing readers. I thought that's like normal when you turn, 40 plus, but like, writing on small bottles and things like that, I couldn't see. I'm a teacher, so my grading, I couldn't see. Even like the kids' names on the screen, couldn't see. So I started wearing readers, thinking that was helping me. So I brought that up to her, and she said, let's make the readers the last resort. So she said, well, I got you at a negative 8.5. What were you before? And I said, I've always been, for the last few years, I've been negative 9.5, which is a rough prescription, but it's negative 9.5. And she said, no, I don't. Are you sure? And I said, yeah, I've been. She said, how long had you had that prescription? I said, years, like at least 3. And she was like, no. I said, are you sure? She said, well, let me check again. She said, I'm positive. It's negative 8.5. And I'm like, okay, well, I might be mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll check when I get home and find out. So she gave me new contacts. And I could see like great in them. Like I can see, I was like, wow, look, I can read this. I can read this. I could see so good. Everything was so clear. So I called up to the place where I had gone last year to get my prescription and asked them. I said, what kind of contacts did I get? She told me, and I said, now, was my prescription a negative 9.5 or a negative 8.5? And she said negative 9.5. So that means in a year's time, my prescription has gotten better. And that has never, in my 41 years of wearing glasses, it's either stayed the same or gotten worse. I have never been to the doctor and my vision got better. But when I tell you I can see so good, and these lenses that she gave me with my new prescription, so I think that's what was happening. I think that my prescription before had gotten too strong.
Right.
So my things were blurry, and I probably really didn't need the readers. I just had it was too strong. But I had worn it for like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And I asked her, she said, if you had a medical condition that you don't have anymore, it could get better. So I was like, girl, I lost a good amount of weight. And she was like, well, that could be it. She said, that could be it. So that is my story. If I wasn't a believer before, I was there. I called, I said, Ro, I got to tell you something real quick. I got to tell you what happened to me today. Because that was just amazing to me. Like, and it's so many things like that. I mean, y'all don't even want me to go. By the way, my thighs don't rub together, and I have to reach on the inside of my pants. Come through Jesus, like you don't know the half of where I've been. Like seriously, it has been
wow.
I will never go back. I'll never go back.
I was looking at your pictures that you all probably, yes, Rod posted on Facebook when y'all were out of town and you were at the zoo or wherever you were, and I'm looking at you in your little jeans. I said, Tanisha looks so small. You look like a little girl. I'm right. You see the little jeans. I said, look at her. Look out there showing out.
Somebody said, wow. And all his keys.
Oh, yeah. His cousin said, look at Ryan standing up there. We post the pictures. We go in church. It look like Ryan up standing up there with all his children.
Yeah, she looked like a little girl. She looked like a little girl. You look so small. I was like, wow. When I sometimes go back and look at my phone and just look at old pics that you sent me, and when I was scrolling through our text messages, right? Because I was actually looking for your email address because I was like, Ross sent this to me before. But I said, Mary, I guess we've been texting a lot. I went back. I said, let me just say, look, give me the email. But as I was going through, I was looking at old pics you had sent me, and I was like, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
This don't even look like Rod, not the Rod I know today. And so the weight can really change you.
And you don't when you look at it every day, like I didn't feel that.
This shirt I got on, when I first started my job, I had to, buy something, nice like a polo. Walmart, right? I couldn't even fit it when I bought it. And that's when I first started. Like, this one
now it's too big. It's too big now. Yeah, it's too big. I saw it when you came on here. I said, that's too big.
That's how.
Yeah.
I want to. I know we got to wrap this thing up, but I want to comment on something Tanisha said earlier about the medication, right? And it was funny because right before I was about to jump in, then Rochelle asked you a question, and then I say, well, if I don't remember it, then I probably shouldn't have said it, but I remember it. So I think
you remember it, so guys.
Right. So but you were speaking about how when the doctor's trying to give you high blood pressure medication, how you just hated taking it, and when you said that, I instantly, my mind went back to the doctor telling me that I was going to be on medication for the rest of my life. And in my mind, I was trying to reconcile it, and I couldn't. And I was saying to myself, how can this be? This can't be. And so I started in my mind trying to figure out ways of not to be on medication. So the first question I asked the doctor, you've heard this before, so you saying it's impossible for me to get off medication after said I'll be the rest of my life? And then he said, well, it's going to be at least 3 years, and you're going to have a tough road ahead of you. 3 years is still a long time. I wasn't really wanting to hear about any 3 years. So in my mind, I was like, said 3 years is too long. So what if I don't take it in my mind? So I asked him, I was like, okay, 3 years is too long. I just won't take it. So I asked him, well, what'll happen if I don't take it? Then he said, if you don't take it, then more than likely you'll be right back in the hospital about 2 to 3 weeks with the same condition. That was enough to get me to take it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be in the situation I was in. It was torturous.
Yeah.
To have to go through life needing to use the bathroom with that level of frequency and not being able to sleep. Right. I just couldn't see myself coming back. So I said, I'm just going to take it. But in my mind, I was like saying, not for long, not for long. So that's the first thing I want to say about the medication. The second thing I want to say about the medication is something that's puzzling to me, because, you know, when people are hooked on drugs, it's frowned upon. There's somebody on cocaine, or, you know, or even an alcoholic, or just on some type of drug or something. It's frowned upon.
Yeah.
Why is it acceptable for people to be on blood pressure medication for 10 years, for 20 years, to be on diabetes medication for 20 and 30 years? Why is that acceptable? But it's unacceptable for me to be snorting coke for 2 years, or, you know, smoking weed in some places, or drinking, you know, hard liquor. Why is that not acceptable?
But
you know, so that when you really think about it, it's okay to be on medication for years. Those are drugs.
Yeah.
The body was never designed to take that type of stuff, but it's acceptable. But I can't be a cokehead and be okay.
I feel the same way about sugar pops.
Yeah.
Same way about sugar. Like, I get a pass because it's sugar.
Yeah.
But it was as addictive to me when I repeat my breakfast that I used to get at least 4 days a week from Chick-fil-A, full of sugar, and nobody bats an eye and realizes that something is terribly wrong with it, you know, because it's socially acceptable. But when Ro told me it was an addiction, she freed me up. She freed me. Because I can't have that label on me.
Yeah. When I was doing the last
my name is Chuck and I'm an addict.
Right. On the last mindset talk with Corey Jones that just dropped last week, he talked about, he said when he realized he had a problem, when he said when he stopped doing the sugar, he said one thing, because I think Corey is, I don't know, what is he, like 43, 40 something, 42, 43. He said, so for 40 years, I've done one thing every day for 40 years, and that's eat past 8 o'clock. Like eating late nights. And, you know, he said he liked pretzels and, you know, like chips and stuff like that, like salty stuff. So he said, so when he said, I'm going to stop, and he stopped it, he said he got the shakes. He was nervous. He said, I felt like I was actually an addict.
Yeah.
He said, it almost brought tears to my eyes. He said, when I realized I knew what was happening, and it was like, yeah, that was that revelation, like, okay, I am addicted.
Yep.
And he was like, he said the only thing that got him through is he prayed. He said, God, like, if you get me through this, okay, you got to get me through. But he said he just had to go to God, because he said I was shaking. He said I was sweating. Like, I mean, and people don't realize, you know, just how much of a hole. I was talking to a young man 2 days ago. A young man, okay? I'm not going to say any names, right? I was talking to a young man, huh?
Coffee man?
Yes. Young man, 20 years old. And he refused to believe that he had an addiction. He was like, but he had coffee. He had a coffee maker next to his bed in his room. And he was like, oh, I just really like the coffee. I said, that's an addiction. Do you hear me? He was like, I think you're right. I know I'm right. You know, and he, you know, yeah, you might be right. I said, you tell me. I said, look at it. It's in the room. You got it on your nightstand. I mean, I was just like, come on, young guy. And so now he's having heart palpitations. He's having heart palpitations. He's getting headaches. Yeah. I said, you shouldn't be getting headaches at 20. You shouldn't have heart. Listen, that's an addiction to the sugar, to the caffeine. You got to let this stuff go. Yeah. You're too young for this. You know, this was just what yesterday, 2 days ago. Or what's today? Monday. I think I talked to him. No, what's today? Yeah, Monday. I talked to him Monday. And these are young people. And so people don't realize how much that sugar and the caffeine just has them in a chokehold, literally.
And I think too, like, people have to really, I'm just going to say this as a teacher, I recognize how much my students learn from me that has nothing to do with social studies. And so they watch me. My older kids that had me these last few years, they know good and well Miss James coming in there with Chick-fil-A, with coffee, and they hoping to catch some crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't gonna eat them hash browns. Can I get them hash browns? Right? they know that they can expect it daily, and I think about what I show them. Now the students that I have now, I get to tell them, like, no, you need to go to bed on time. They're seeing me do this. They're seeing me actually go through the process and tell them about when I used to get 10 sugars in my coffee at Chick-fil-A and 5 creamers and strawberry jam on a bagel. Yes.
Wait a minute, Tucker. 10
and then I dropped down to 6. I thought I was doing good when I dropped down to 6.
When I used to go and pick it up for her because she probably didn't have time, and I used to try to swing through there. Let me forget.
Let them bring 5 sugars,
or let me let them give me half and half in that the caramel or whatever the flavor. It's like I didn't. I'm part of messing up her whole morning. Now. It's like okay.
My students would know if
and look, I'm sorry. Then her students, like when they give gifts or whatnot, I'm talking about. She used to get the gift Chick-fil-A. Yeah, about 2 or 3 of them. They know
Chick-fil-A, Miss James. She gonna use them, and they would know like if I'm irritable in the morning, because that's one thing I love about 9th graders. They learn your vibe. They learn your rhythm. So when they know she irritable, they like, okay, did you pray and did you have your coffee? Okay, because you off today. Did you do these 2 things? Go do that, and then we can start. Wow. So they learn. It's terrible. It is terrible.
I'm still on 10 sugars. 10 sugars and 5 creamers.
5 creamers. 10 sugars. And jam on my chicken, egg, and cheese.
And jam. So with high blood pressure, because it's full of sodium.
High blood pressure. We have blood pressure.
You couldn't have been feeling well. I mean, that's no energy. That's overweight. That's inflammation. That's migraine headaches. That's everything.
That's everything.
Oh my goodness.
And to be honest with you, like people thought that I liked Chick-fil-A a lot. It wasn't that I liked it, was convenient. I don't eat McDonald's, so I could order on the mobile app and pick it up. So it wasn't that I just love Chick-fil-A. It was just like I have to be at work so early in the morning. From the program, I have learned like I was eating way too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I was eating way too much, and it was starting so early in the day. And I just like food was ruling my life. It was like ruling. So to me, that's what the program did for me. It gave me this period of time to make decisions, because Tanisha does not make good food decisions. You know what I'm saying? And then I could learn to make better choices, but that was not my natural decision-making process to make healthy choices. And it was always about food, because it was the Chick-fil-A, and then I worked at a school. People always want to treat the teachers, so I'm eating that. I work on a college campus, so we going to the bookstore because I got to buy something for the kids, and then I might as well get some candy for me while I'm in there. And then
for the kids.
And then I gotta come home, and for dinner we were busy, so we always ate pizza or Wendy's 4 for 4. It was terrible. If we cooked at home, you couldn't tell us that we weren't doing good because we would cook at home, but Daddy would fry fish.
Fried up.
He would fry fish, and that was dinner. And it was just so much food. It was so much
from
food.
The time we wake up and go to don't forget the nightcap.
Yeah, then he Ryder say, "You want a nightcap? That's your little sweet treat."
What that mean? What that mean? What's a nightcap?
Ice cream, Oreo, something.
And saying it now is like
right before bed. I'm talking about go to bed with it in there.
And I have to think about how I didn't sleep. Like, okay, so I was like a night rambler. So by 2 to 4, I'm up like doing stuff. Like people know they can reach me 2 to 4, because my friend, she can text me because I'm gonna be up. Like I'm gonna get up, go to the bathroom, then I'm gonna piddle around, check the house, and I'm gonna be up. So sleeping through the night, y'all don't know the half. Like I feel like a new woman.
I'm just like, what?
You saved our lives. I'm telling you, you saved our lives. It was bad. It was so bad. So that's why a lot of times when people complain to me and say, "Oh, this the program is expensive," or "Oh, my supplement, the Shackley supplements or whatever," I was spending that money. I was spending it hands down. At Chick-fil-A is not cheap, and I was going at least 1 day.
Yeah,
It's not cheap. Don't let me go back for lunch and give me a thing of chicken tenders with some honey mustard on it. So we were spending the money, the same money, just eating it. Just eating it. I mean, food really ruled our lives, and we didn't even know it. We didn't even recognize it.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's a whole nother talk right there.
Yeah, I know. We were there. We were there when I talk about we had that Pro Daddy. They used to sit up on the counter. It stayed there. Boom, double basket. We always had
tilapia and fries,
or wings. Pops used to. People used to come from far and wide to get Pops wings. He used to do the Parmesan and garlic, the barbecue, and the
habanero. I had a habanero.
That wasn't the one. Parmesan and garlic.
It was Parmesan and garlic, the honey barbecue, and I made the habanero.
Okay, I ain't mess with those. I don't do hot. Yeah, but
you like hot rod? You like hot rod?
He does.
Yeah, I don't do hot. So people used to come like I remember
Alan, she loved Parmesan garlic.
Oh yeah, Alan, Charles. I remember when you had lost weight. This was a time before, we was eating healthy and stuff, and Charles was like, but y'all still doing the wings though, right?
Y'all ain't $20.
Still doing the wings, right?
Joe can't care nothing about me. Only care about the wings.
We gonna have wings. But I think like people, when you so deep in, it just take one person to make a decision like that could change everybody. So like if you're married and your spouse not on board, just go. Like I know it seems like you might be leaving your spouse, but just go, and make the decision because I just thank God. I think. Ooh.
I mean, just think about if I didn't, make the decision to go with my wife, and I'm still 400 plus 40, and my wife little old, we wouldn't look good.
Because he look at me all the time and say, "Oh, baby, so small." And the other thing I realized was I'm 5'2" and 3/4. I'm not supposed to have all of that on my frame. Like my frame is not supposed to hold all of that weight. So to me, I actually thought when I got to 170, that would be good. I still feel like this still a bit much for my frame. Like I'm a short lady, I'm not supposed to be carrying all that, so.
Yeah. I am 5'11". Just think I'm still 5'11", 400 something, and she losing weight.
Olivia, you be trying to feed me Oreos wings.
See, that's one of them things where, some relationships start to unravel. So the spouse, whether it's the husband losing weight and the wife not, or the vice versa, it'd be a little.
So do you think somebody should wait on their spouse or just make the choice without them?
I mean, I don't know what they should do, but I think it worked for us, because I'm more the type of husband to where that, my wife is, doing something. Of course, I want to do it with her. I might be quick to jump on board, but I'm eventually coming around.
Yeah. And I get asked that question a lot, like, I just want, what can I do to get my husband? I said, you can't, but you just got to do. You just got to do. That's it. You just got to do. And you pray, and I said the relationship is more important, don't be telling me I ain't making that and I ain't doing that. I'm like, I remember the time I was making white rice and brown rice. I was still buying things that, I wouldn't particularly care for, whatever, but I was like, I'm not gonna. We ain't going to divorce court over no brown rice. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it ain't. We're not gonna do that.
We'll be married for 27 years next month, so it only took me like 27 years. It's only what's 27 years.
27 years. God answered her prayers because Rose asked her once, like, how did she reconcile that? And she said she had to pray. That one day you would make the decision. So
she'll toss a grenade here and there.
Yeah, but she said
everything. I did.
She'll toss a grenade. I was like, oh.
was every now and then, and I know. I mean, he knows my looks. He knows everything, so he knows if I had a certain look or whatever. I mean, he knows me.
I know my wife. She gonna toss grenade. They're gonna be back to back.
Oh yeah.
You let me go ahead and just like, I might benefit from it if, hey, well, you can see I tried.
Yeah. I think I have a compassion though for people who are still where I am, because I have to remember a lot of times that there was nothing that anybody could have said to me to make me want different. I just had to get to a point where I had enough. And so when I see people still, my mother-in-law is a prime example. She has so many just ways of thinking. She's in her 60s and they're difficult for her to let go because they're from childhood,
Yeah.
I have to stroke her a little bit and say, you got this, you can do this. Let me make you a salad.
Yeah.
Let me make you these Brussels sprouts,
Yeah. And that's the thing. I know I've had to talk Tanisha off the ledge, and I'm like, Tanisha, come on now, you just crossed over.
You're like, you
just got here. You just got here. Show some compassion. And I remind myself of that, because I tell you, I remember when Pops will tell you, it's a naturopath. The stuff we talk about now, Clay was telling us 20 years ago. I was in college. I was like, Clay, go ahead.
You're crazy.
I'm like, Clay, you done bumped your head. He told us the kitchen closed at 6. I was 21 years old. I'm like, Clay, you done bumped your head. Ain't nobody stopping eating at 6 o'clock.
I'm just getting started at 6.
We just get started. And then what are we telling people now? Shut it down at 6 o'clock. But I'm just saying, so I get frustrated sometimes, and but I remind myself, I said, Ro, you were once that person, when you ate whatever, like I said, they knew us. We had stock in Popeyes. They knew us. We ate it so much, and
I think that cards are stacked against us. Like when I started really learning about reading labels, like when you were telling me to read the labels, I started feeling attacked. Like they trying to kill me. Like, I didn't know they trying to kill me. So I didn't move because I was so not aware of the stuff that now when I put things in my body is like, hey, hold on, what you doing?
Right. Exactly.
We don't eat this no more. Like we went to this Saturday, we went to the custard place.
My
eyes said get this larger size, but when I started eating, I was like, I'm good. Who want this? Because my body just doesn't need all of that anymore. Like my body good.
Yeah, and you think you can. My body, it'll tell on me. If I eat crazy, I'm telling my ankles swell up. I mean, I can't even get away. I mean, it's like somebody, if they lie, their nose grow, whatever. Like, I can't even hide it. If I eat off, you're going to see it. You're going to see it in my ankles. Pops be like, look at your ankles. Even Gabby, like, Mommy, look at your ankles. If I eat off processed, like out of the house, because it's normally out of the house, because I don't get that from my cooking. I get that when I eat out, Sodium ankle, and it's always this left ankle just blow up. This left ankle, and he'd be like, "Oh, look at your ankle." I'd be like, "I know."
Yep, we in a war. We are in a war, and it's like
it really, and people just don't know. They just not like. I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna shut it down. When I talk to people after they do the master class, and they sign up for a consultation, and they tell me, I was talking to a young lady last night, and she said that sugar demonstrate, that visual with that sugar, she said that was incredible. I said, listen, when I did that thing, those were raw emotions when I did it, because that was my first time doing it. So I just recorded the first time, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I mean, when you look to see how much sugar is just in just basic, ordinary things people eat every day.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, this why people in pain. I see now. I see. And I saw that little black bowl. I mean, can you imagine just drinking that sugar? I mean, ain't nobody doing no 1 packet of oatmeal. I used to do 2 packets of maple brown sugar, 2 slices of toast with jelly, and some orange juice.
Yep. And I'm analyzing plates now. When my friends send me pictures of their plate, I'm like, all I see is sugar. And then they say where? They say where? Where do you see sugar? I'm like, well, them pancakes, that juice you got right there.
Like, because the only thing they think when they think sugar is right. They think some type of pastry or you know what I mean, like dessert. They're not thinking of pancakes or rice or pasta or granola. I was talking to the young lady last night. She said, I just knew I was doing good with granola.
Me too. With chocolate chips in them. Almond chocolate chip something. You can tell.
Look, when she made her own yogurt pop, she thought she was doing something.
In the Instapot, I made my own. And then when I told Rose, she said, with sweetened condensed milk, nothing but sugar. I was like, no, but see, I mix it and I put it in a thing. And Rose was like, every morning.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That was
when I was eating healthy.
That was the healthy thing. And so that's when I said when people be like, I'm looking at people, I'm having a consultation on a Zoom call, and normally I have my phone sitting right here and I'm looking at their application and I see what they're dealing with, and so they will look me in my eye and say, Rochelle, I don't know what's going on because it can't be my diet because I eat healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and obesity. Mm-hmm. You can't eat healthy. It's no way possible. I said, if somebody was telling you what you're telling me, you'd be telling them they crazy.
They're crazy.
I said, but you want me to believe that you eat healthy. And you got the trilogy and one. It just doesn't make sense. But in the people's minds, they think I eat healthy because they doing stuff like making yogurt and putting granola in it and bananas and stuff.
Yep. I'm in like a few like so-called health groups, and people be posting their foods and stuff, and I'm like, and even when you see like people that you Facebook friends with, and they fix their meals and stuff, and for the week, and they take pictures, and I'm looking. It's like I want to start letting them know, like, I want them to be like, also, cool. You lost 100 pounds.
Right. You're a guru, man. I'm telling you, you'll be all day. I don't even say anything because it'll be all day. It's kind of like when I used to go to the gym when I was working, and I used to just put my headphones on and just go do my workout because I'm looking at people being unsafe and okay, if they're unsafe, I would normally say something, but I see them being ineffective, like, not having the right form. I'm like, well, you're not gonna get results because you're not even doing it right, but I'm like, I can't spend my time correcting people. I can come in and do my own workout, because I'd be correcting all day. And the same thing when I see posts on Facebook and I see their food, and I'd be wanting to say, ooh, that's not good, but I'll be correcting all day. So they need to jump in the Sugar Ain't Sweet program.
That's a good segue. That's a good segue.
Yeah.
It's the coaching for me. It is the coaching for me. Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So listen up, y'all. For whoever's watching this is what is possible with the Sugar Ain't Sweet program. We have Rod and Tanisha James, 200 pounds down in 10 months between the two of them, off all medications, excellent physicals, right? Excellent blood work now in the green and everything. Good A1C, good high blood pressure, good cholesterol, weights coming down. Rod has lost 130 pounds, Tanisha 70 pounds. No more pain in the joints, sleeping through the night.
Rod got his sexy back.
Listen, everything clicking on all cylinders. All cylinders, okay? Yeah. That there's everything working the way God intended. How about that? Okay. So praise God for you guys. Can't wait to meet. Listen, it's crazy. Can't wait to meet you in person.
I know.
Can't wait. It's kind of crazy to think that we haven't seen you in person.
People ask me that all the time. Somebody asked me that last week. Now, did you know Rochelle? So I never met Rochelle in person, but she's one of my closest friends. But we've never laid eyes on each other.
Wow.
Face to face.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So Rod, come on, man. I'll be listening. I'll be there the 3rd through the 10th of April. Come on.
Let go.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on, man. That would be so awesome. Us and TJ, not TJ, AD and Trey. Look, if y'all come down to TJ may make a trip, okay? He just in San Antonio. That's just a couple hours away. Okay. He may make a trip. So that would be amazing. But guys, thank you all so much for trusting us, because we recognize it's not, even though we're telling people, come on, we've been on the other side and we haven't always been as trusting. You know what I mean? So, that's how we know God is all in this thing. I tell people this ain't us. We're just vessels. God has his hand all in this, and we're just seeing him work every day. We're seeing these miracles happen, and it's like, wow, come through, and so
it only took me 27 years.
So that's the message. Don't let it take you 27 years.
Don't let it take you 27 years. Wow. You don't have to have a trip to the hospital. You don't have to be 2 steps away from a diabetic coma. You know what I mean? You don't have to. And if you are wherever you are now, and if you're sick, as in a chronic illness, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, if you sleep apnea machine, MS, what are we doing? Lupus, any type of autoimmune disease, inflammation. I mean, painful joints, arthritis, any of those things. What'd you say? What'd you say?
6 soldiers. I'm so happy for these gentlemen. I'm so happy.
6 soldiers. Okay, come
6
on.
soldier syndrome. That it is. Put that in the medical books. 6 soldier syndrome.
6 soldiers. Come on. If you're looking for some, trying to get the what we say, Tanisha, the doors to open in the church, trying to get some more ministry moments. Get the doors to open in the church. Come on, we're trying to get some more ministry moments. But no, seriously, the Sugar Ain't Sweet program is helping a lot of people, guys. So you see the little ticker going across. That's the link where you can get a free consultation, right? Just so you can see, it's like, can it help me? Right, free consultation. So click that link, do a screenshot, whatever you got to do, and get on my calendar, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about how the Sugar Ain't Sweet program could possibly help you too. All right. Any final thoughts, Pops, before I shut it down?
No, I'm good.
Anything, Rod and Tanisha, before we shut it down?
I just want to tell y'all thanks so much for heeding the Holy Spirit and doing what God called you to do. And I'm looking forward to the ministry just growing even more. And for anybody who's on the fence, just take a chance on yourself, investing in yourself.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. You mentioned ministry. I thought you were about to say you were looking forward to more ministry moments. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, guys.
You're right. I can't with y'all. I can't.
All right, y'all. We're going to shut it down. Thank you all for tuning in. If you are catching this, please share. Sugar ain't sweet. Listen, sugar ain't sweet and it ain't free either. Okay? It ain't sweet, it ain't free. So thank you all for tuning in. I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator, and you have just witnessed a special edition of Mindset Talks. Where Are They Now? With Mr. Rod James and Mrs. Tanisha James. And we had a great conversation. So tune in, take notes, drop your comments, whatever. But above all else, share that link there and get on the calendar or pass it to someone else who you know needs it. That's all we got, guys. Again, I'm Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, I do not care. Okay. I can, I will, and I must continue to walk alongside you and help you to achieve optimal health. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's going on, good people? What is going on? I'm Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Hey, before you go, I just want to invite you to join me. Join us. Join us in my next fruit and vegetable challenge, guys. 7 days. 7 days to change your life. I do it every month, the first 7 days of every month, and I want to see you next month, okay? So click the link below and go ahead and join me, and I'll see you next month. Let's go. Peace.